font styles and all. Let's talk about the borders. Okay, CSS3 borders. Okay, CSS3 borders. Okay, you can say borders, no need to be CSS3, 2 and all, but it's a borders, or you can also have this one. Okay, in CSS3, we can create rounded borders also. Okay, so the new properties are new properties. If you look at here, let me open the one of the documentation or one of the this one. Okay, so right now we are touching 2 program, I think. Yesterday we completed 331, yes. So let me close some of the steps. Okay, if you look at here, there is a background, right? Or there are borders. If you look at here, border. So there is a border bottom, all these things. Then border color is there. Then there is a border style. Border radius. If you look at here, there is a border radius. Okay, then border style is there. I'm talking about the important one. Then border width, border style, border width. Then there is something called border image. My arrow is not working. If you look at here, border color, border image. Maybe you are not able to see here. You can see in another way. If you run this program, you will be able to see. Okay, so inspect element. So inspect element, then you can go here, body div. Okay, type enter border. Yeah, if you look at here, there is a border color, border image. I'm talking about some of the important one. Okay, then border radius, then border style. Border radius, border style, then border shadow is also there. Shadow, border top, all these things. So you need to remember, at least if anyone is asking, can you tell me some of the properties of the border? Then you need to tell border style, color, image, okay, spacing, then shadow, images, all these things. So therefore, I'm just writing some of the stuff here so that you will not forget. Okay, CSS3 border allows. It allows. We already seen some of the examples. I am just putting in the notes so that you will not forget. It allows. What are those? Border hyphen color, comma, border hyphen style, then border. So what else? You can look at here. Border style I have written. Okay, image will write. Image and all these are the new CSS3 properties. Image, shadow. Why there is no shadow here? There will be something called shadow also. Image, radius. These are the new properties in the CSS3. In CSS2 these are not there. Okay. So then there is a style, color. Style, color. Image is a new property. Left, right. Okay, border hyphen left. I'm putting left means there will be a right. Okay, there will be a right, there will be top, there is a bottom, all these things. So I'm not writing that way. So and so on, so on, so. And new CSS3 properties are just remember border underscore. There is something called radius. Then border underscore image, just now we have seen border underscore image, and so on. Okay, like that. Now if you look at here, let's see one example using this borders. We already seen some of the examples. Maybe we can try it out one radius. Background image we already seen, border, background image, all these things. So look at this one. Let me run this program. This is 32. So yeah, already this is running the. So if you look at here, let me remove some of the stuffs. Background color, width. Let me remove this one. Okay, now I am removing this border radius. Look at this. Just I am running this program. So what is there right now? I have a div. That div is having border 2 pixels. We already seen solid. Then I have given border color. Then padding 10 pixels. We already seen top, right, all these things. Then background color. That means within the background color. So let's say if I put red color, then it is going to give red. When you are giving the red and all, don't use that hash. Hash is only for the hexadecimal. So that is a red color. So let me use the hexadecimal representation. Okay. So therefore I applied the color. Now if you look at here, width. So what is the border width? I put 350 pixels. That's fine. Now the point is, if I want to have some rounded corners, rounded borders, then you are going to use border radius. If you look at here, I put the border radius 35 pixels. So you got this. So generally it will be less than 5 pixels. So you can have 5 pixels, something like that. Generally it is less than or equal to 5 pixels. People don't use that much of radius. So you will see the difference. So to circle the difference, I just given 35, 45 and all. Okay. So that is the advantage of the radius. So whenever you see some borders, all these things in the rounded corners, that is how they were able to achieve. So you can give whatever you want. That's about the border radius. I did not save that. Yeah, let me go ahead and save. Yeah, it is 25. I think it is 25 right now. So that's about the border radius will work. The next thing is that rounded corners. This is nothing but also rounded corners or radius. That's fine. The next thing is that, let me open a next program. Notepad++. Let me close this. So there is a border and there is a box. There is a box model also. We'll see that one. But before that, just observe here. Okay. So let me run this program. First, look at the output so that you will understand. This is the difference between border means what? For the area, you are just drawing a line. Box means you are creating that. You know the difference, right? Border and box. If you look at here, so you have some space and you are adding the border for the space like this. It looks like box, but it is not box. Okay, so this, if you are creating like this, then it is a box. So it's more or similar, same, but the internal mechanism is going to be different. If you want to understand the differences between box and border, so box and border. So the one thing is that, look at here. The one thing, whatever you want to see, you can see here. So border, if you apply four dimensions, that means left side, right side, top, bottom, then it looks like your box. But when you are drawing a box, it's always four ways. When you are drawing a box, if you look at here, I'm not able to select this one. Yeah. So there is no box which is not having left side, right side like that. But borders, you can just have top, right, left, bottom, all these things. But box means it's a one-way path. So you need to specify full path. So that's why, if you look at here, now let me remove this one, then you will understand. Now I go to the program. Look at here. So what is happening here? I created a div. I said width is equal to 300, height is equal to 200. That's fine. I just fill the background color as blue. That's it. So now this is filled with the background color blue. Now I want to apply some shadows. So there is a box, then there is a shadow. That means for the box, I am applying the shadows. So this is 10 pixels. 10 pixels. 10 pixels. What does it mean? So this, the first parameter is going to be horizontal shadow. So let me increase this, you will see the difference. Okay. if you look at here, so this is the shadow. Now let me put this as 50 pixels, then you will understand. This is nothing but horizontal shadow. Now look at the difference where the shadow is happening. This is nothing but the horizontal. Vertical means this one. So therefore, how much horizontally you want the shadow, that is what we specified here. Then this second parameter is vertical shadow. Let's say I put 30. Then you can see the difference. So this is the vertical shadow. Okay. So then the next parameter is nothing but 8 pixel, all these things, right? That is nothing but what is that? This is nothing but color code. This is nothing but color code. If you see red color, maybe you can see very brighter and all. So you can see this one. Then if you look at here, even though I applied a red color, there is a some kind of blur, right? You see the difference. If I apply pure red color, let me apply the red color for this, then you will see the more difference. Box is also right now red color. Do you see the difference? The red color applied for the box and the red color applied for the shadow. So when I applied the red color for shadow, there is a blur. That blur we are specifying using this parameter. If I increase this one, the blur value, now you can see the difference. So you see the difference, right? That's nothing but the blur. So therefore, what are the parameters? Vertical shadow, horizontal shadow, then the blur value. Then this is nothing but color offset. This is nothing but color offset. Maybe you can also have blue something. Let me go with the hexadecimal value so that it will be, you will also have some practice to do the hexadecimal value. So therefore, what are the here? So the first parameter is what? Vertical shadow. So the second one is, first one is vertical shadow, horizontal shadow. The second parameter is vertical shadow. The third parameter is what? Blur. How much blur you want? BLUR, blur. Then third one is color. Not third one. Fourth one is color. So that's how you can achieve the box shadows, all these things. So if you are having a border, then it's very difficult to get this. As it is a box, for box you are able to apply. This is like a what? 2D, two-dimensional object. It looks like two-dimensional object. For two-dimensional object only, you will be able to apply all these blurs and all, right? If you look at here, let's say I am drawing a box. Insert shape. Let's say I am applying some shape like this. What happened? Okay, this is the shape. Then you can apply some shadows for this. Two-dimensional shadows, shadow effects. Look at here. See the background. It is changing. So these kind of objects you will be able to achieve with the help of 2D. So that means what? Indirectly you are making a 2D object here. Indirectly you are making a 2D object here. So that's the purpose of this blur, all these things. So therefore, if you look at here, what we discussed right now, CSS3 box shadow. CS3 box shadow. So what is the syntax? Box hyphen shadow, because I want to mention that values. So first parameter is what? H shadow. The second parameter is V shadow, vertical shadow. The third parameter is blur value. Then the fourth parameter is, I'll just put blur. The fourth one is color. So that's about the CSS3 box shadow. So how do you achieve the box shadow? Then rounded border radius, just now we have seen. So the next one is border image. You can also have the images for the borders. Let's see the next program. Look at here, border image. Let me run this program so that you will see the first output. Yeah. So the next one is border image. So border image, so that's what I specified here. So border radius and border image, these are the new tags in the CSS3. Previously these are not there. So therefore border hyphen image. So if you look at here, now coming to this program first. So I have a div1, I have a div2. Look at this. Div1 ID is what? Just I specified some ID. Div2 is also having some ID. So let me remove this first. Now run this program. What we have right now? Nothing. So I have a div1 content, I have a div2 content. So for div1 I said what? Border is equal to 20 pixels solid transparent. So when you say transparent, you don't see that border. If you say something like black or red, something like that, then look at this. So you can see. That's what the meaning of transparent. Transparent is, so whenever you create icons, images, most of the time the borders or background is going to be transparent. You take any website. Let's take most of the websites will have like that only the background. Lonja.com. Let's take this website. You have a logo, right? If you look at the logo background is what? White color. Generally it is not white color. It will be some transparent color. So therefore whenever you are designing icons, dots, this and all, those icons will be transparent colors. If you look at in the Google, most of the icons, logos, all these things will be in transparent color. So let's say you want to find something transparent icons or images. Look at here. So if you look at here, all these things are that kind of category only. So the cancel button, this button, that button, most of the cases they will make it as transparent. So therefore, that's why I specified as transparent. That's why you don't see much difference. This is transparent. That's why you don't see difference. It's like another kind of color given for that. Let's see this. Whether that is there any spelling mistake and all, because I don't see much difference. At least there should be some difference. Okay. Border transparent, yeah, it is applied, but you are not able to see exactly the difference. But if you hover on this, then you will see. So this is how you can identify how many layers are there, whether it is applied correctly or not, all these things. Sometimes it may not apply correctly, so that cases you can come and see whether it is applied correctly or not. Okay, fine. Now come back. Let's go to here. So what is happening right now? I have a div1, I have a div2, nothing, there are some text. I applied some width, height, padding, that, this and that. That's fine. Now I would like to apply some background images. Look at this. What is right now? For this div1, what is the div1 ID? Round underscore ID. For that, I am applying border image. I am specifying the URL and I am saying logo.png. What is there in the logo.png? We already seen. Logo.png. So this is the image for the logo.png. So therefore logo.png is having an image. That image I am trying to display as a background for this div. So now let me remove these parameters. This we already seen if you remember correctly. Now run this. Look at this. So there is a icon here, there is an icon here, there is an icon here. Okay. Now if you specify the first parameter, look at the differences. See this. Okay. So the first parameter is going to specify you the radius kind of. Let me increase this. You will see the difference. What happened? Maybe maybe I can make it as 5. So that is the one. So that means how much you want to stress it. So you have something and that how much you want to stress it. So that's the first parameter. Now look at the second parameter. Look at the second parameter. Now I am specifying the second parameter. Let's say I am specifying 4. So now you see the difference, right? So you have a div. For that div, how much radius kind of thing, this slope you would like to have. That's nothing but the second parameter. So you see the difference, right? Let's say if I am not applying this, it is a straight. It's like this. Now, if you want to apply more kind of rounded image also, that's possible with the second parameter. You can specify, let's say 20. So that's nothing but this one. So with the blur kind of this one. Then you can put the rounded. You can have one more parameter called rounded. Rounded. Now, what happens? Rounded. You can see here. Inspect element. These properties, this is how you need to identify. So background image. So 320, all these things. Then you can see the difference here if you want. So let's say I am putting 2. Immediately it will apply 3, 20 and all. That's fine. After that, round. Now see this. You got this, right? That image is displayed with the rounded shape, whatever it is. Look at here. Okay, so that's the meaning of round. So therefore, you can use ROUND, round. Now let me go and run this. Yes, that's what the meaning is. That's what the meaning is. Now I save this program. Now I run this. Okay, next let me apply the same thing for the second tag. For second tag with stress, there is one more parameter called stress. Look at this. For div also, div 2 also, border image I am applying the same with some this one, but I use final parameter is stress. Let me remove the final parameter, then you can see. Okay, so the div 2, look at here. Div 2 background image. Yeah, look at here. Stress ID, background image 35. Then after that 35. Then rounded, we just now we have seen. Repeat. Then there is a stress. STRETCH, stretch. So the image is stressed right now. If you look at here, the same image is stressed. That's why you see a lot of blur kind of thing. If you increase these parameters, you can see more difference. Let's say this is 4. Now you see a lot of blur is there. Same image, just blur in many dimensions. Same image is blurred in many dimensions. Now you can see. Like that, you need to apply 30. So that's nothing but the border image, stress, rounded, all these things. Okay, so now I'm just running this program. You can see this output. This is how you can play. Generally, these kind of programs are stress, rounded. We generally do not apply because whenever there is an image, maximum we'll use the image. We will not apply this kind of stress on the image, all these things. Maybe when you are trying to make it as a background, sometimes you may use, but generally we are not. Okay, so this is about the border image. So border image is covered. So what is the syntax? Border hyphen image. Then it is having the parameters. So you need to specify what? What is the first parameter? You need to specify the image. So therefore, source source image, I can say. Then the second is nothing but width. That is nothing but slice. Second one is next one is width. If you look at here, this one, then this is nothing but a slice. That means how much slice you want. Then the next one is width. The next one is there will be no commas. If you use commas, then it's difficult. Source image or source file. Then the second parameter is slice. Third parameter is width. Then the last one is you can say, what do you call the last one? That stress, rounded, all these things. Those are called outsets. I don't know what these called. Let's see the help. So there will be some names for those. CSS3 box border image. If you look at here, okay. So they says this rounded and all. They are all not specifying any name for that. Yeah. Stress 100%, none these and all. Okay. If you look at here, source image, slice, border width, then outset. Okay. They are also calling it as outset. So they are also calling it as outset. Outset with repeat and all. So whether you want repeat or not repeat, I can say just outset. Like that you can specify. So this is about the border shadow. Then border image. Are you guys are sleeping? Okay. You guys are there?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, fine. Don't sleep. Okay, fine. Next one is, let me go and see. What is the next program that I did? This is the 35th program. Next one is, let's open the 36th, 35, right? Yeah. Text wrap and word wrap properties. Text wrap and word wrap properties. You need to be a bit care. You can see a slight difference. You cannot see more difference. So you need to be care while looking at the results. While looking at the results, you need to be with care. So therefore, text wrap properties. Before that, there will be. Let me put some theory. So yesterday we have seen some text properties. What are the text properties? Yesterday we have seen text properties. What are the CSS3 text properties? Do you remember? Just yesterday also I showed some other things. What are the text properties? At least to tell me one. Text properties.
Font.
Text means
Font.
This is the text, right? Yes, text decorator. That's correct. Yesterday we used that one, right? So therefore, for text we applied some color. Do you remember? We applied a color for this text. So that is a property. And direction also you can specify. Direction, that means you will have some direction values. Then letter spacing you can specify. These are some other text properties. Then word spacing. So that means what? Here we have a text. For this text you can apply the color, and this is a word, and TH, all these are the letters. So if you want to have the space, you can specify. If you want to have the word space, that is also you can specify. Word spacing, letter spacing. Then text align also we have seen. Text align also we have seen. Then as Suli said, text decorator. Text decoration, right? Decoration. Text decoration. Then text transform is also there. Text transform and all we'll see. Text shadow. Text shadow. Then vertical align. There is vertical align. Text align. Then vertical align. Text align means by default it is horizontal. If you want to align vertical, then you need to use vertical align. Like that, some properties are there. I don't want to give examples for this because most of them you know. Color, it is going to give the color. Direction, you can specify the direction of that. So if you look at the direction, okay, let me go to the P tag, text hyphen direction, decoration, indent, all these things, transform. Text hyphen direction, or sometimes you may not see here because that is not able to recognize by the word crow. Direction. So inherit and initial, two values are there. That means text direction. If you have something in the body, if you want to inherit, you can use it. If you don't want to inherit, then leave it. That's what the meaning of this one. We don't have much value for that direction at all. Okay. So the next thing is what? Letter spacing, word spacing, that you know well. So it is going to give the letter spacing and word spacing. Text align, we already seen how to align left side, right side, all these things. Text decoration, yesterday we have seen. Text transform, we'll see some of the transforms today. Shadow, it's going to give how much background shadow and all. Vertical align. So whenever you say text align, it is horizontal. If you want forcibly vertical, then it is vertical. What is the difference? Vertical and horizontal. If you look at here, I'm inserting a box. I'm inserting a box. So this is a box. Inside that I am typing something, text. Okay. Hello. This is 1. So this is the text. Now look at this text. I selected the text. So if I say center line, or I need to use a space, or I need to put the insert object kind of thing. Let me have something called yeah, this is also should work. The reason is there is no space, that's why it is not. Text 1, 2. So you can give some spacing. Now look at this. This is this one. Then I am saying Control E, justify. That is nothing but center line. Control R, right align. So if you want to apply these aligns, then you are going to use what? Text align. Text align left, right, like that. So if you want to make that as a middle, so look at here, it's not right now middle in that box. If you want that way, then you are going to use that vertical align. So here we don't have, look at here, yeah, here we don't have that option, vertically center line, but you can observe here if you want. Okay, so that is how you can apply these parameters. Now next thing is the text wrap and word wrap. You can see the differences because these two are important in the real time also. Whenever there is a box, you will be using a word break, text wrap and all. Look at the first one, or look at the difference. Let me remove these two styles and observe the results first. Okay, so what is happening? If you look at here, in this program, I just have a P tag, paragraph tag, and I have some content. If you look at this content, hello, this is 1, 2, this is a lengthy word, right? Now take the second paragraph, hello, something and all, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like that. This is a lengthy word. This is a lengthy word. Now, what is happening? If you look at here, let's take the first one. Let's take the first one. What is happening? So for first one, I am applying a P tag. For first one, I am applying a P tag. Okay. Now look at the difference. Let me remove this right side one. Please look at here. So what I am saying, width I specified 150. Then border is equal to something, 2 pixels. All these things you know well. Now when I run this program, look at the difference. Look at the difference. When I run this program, there is a lengthy word, hello, this is 1, 2. Even though there is a space here, look at the here. Even though some space is here, as this word is lengthy, so it is coming in the new line. Do you remember? Same thing we did in the HTML5 also. What is the command to do? What is the tag to do in the HTML5? Anyone? What is the command? Same thing we were able to achieve in the HTML5 also. We use some command or we use some tag. That tag help like this. What is that, Sunil? At least can you answer? Do you remember? We use some, yes, WBR. Yes, that's correct. Word breaking. So therefore, the same thing I want using CSS. If you want using CSS, then you can use word break all. Now look at the difference. Right now, this is what the situation. Now if I run this one, you see whatever is able to fit there, it is fit. If you look at here, whatever is able to fit there, it is fit. Then it move the next characters to next line. That is nothing but what? Word break. Word break. So everyone is clear, right? Whatever is able to fit here, it is fit. Then rest of the characters it move to next line. Now it is looking good. Then there is one more thing called text wrap or word wrap. What is this meaning? So before apply word wrap, look at the difference. Now I go here. Let me run this program. Please look at the difference between word break and word wrap. For second tag, I am trying to apply. So there is something called 150 pixels, border, that, this and all. So this is how the output is. If you look at here, please try to observe here. So this is a lengthy word. This is a lengthy word. Now, if I apply word wrap, break the word, what happens? Now look at this one. So before applying the word wrap, what is happening? It's just continuing. It is not able to split. You see the difference, right? It is just continuing. It is not able to split. If you want to have that splits, then you can go for the word wrap. And the another difference is, see this, word wrap always starts from the next line. Even though there is a space here, it did not fill this space and it simply started the next line. Then after starting the next line, then only it is able to break it. Mostly we will be using this one, not this one. Word wrap generally we will not use. We generally use the word break. So the word break is very much important because that's what even I told you when I was telling about in the HTML also. So this word break is very much important. And instead of using that HTML tag, this is important because of the reason is, so word break, if you use the HTML tag, every time you need to specify. So here it's not every time. If you apply for this P tag, whenever there is a lengthy word, it automatically splits. Whenever there is a lengthy word, it is automatically splits. So that's why try to remember this, at least this property. These are very much important. I'm saying whenever you develop the site, so you should not leave when there is a lengthy word. And these things will be found in the testing majorly because we generally do not write. They go and enter lengthy words, then they find the bug. They'll say that okay, your code is worst. So before they write it is worst, you try to identify and you try to resolve. Okay, so those are the two properties. Those are nothing but what? Text. What is that? Two things. What are the two steps? Text, word wrap, and word break. What are the properties we use? Look at this one. Word wrap, word break, and word wrap. What is the splitting? Word splitting in between. Word splitting in between. What is the question? The word splitting in between. Do we use in the real time in the websites? I understand your point. I expected, okay, someone should ask that question. You are right. Actually, the thing is that when there is a lengthy word, that word is having some meaning. So if you split it, there is no meaning, right? So if I say, hello world, hello is one word, world is one word. But if I combine it, it is not having much meaning. But still, in our case, they asked. Because the reason is, there were some lengthy words coming from the back end. If you look at something coming from the back end, we should not split it. Let's take the example. A border color is coming from the back end. Border color is coming from the back end. That's fine, right? You can split it and you can have in the next line also, instead of you just leaving that space. So that's the requirement actually. Some of the labels are coming from the back end, which can be able to split. So that's why they ask us, instead of you waste the space, just split it. Okay. So there are some requirements where we can we will be getting some labels from the back end. That back end label you can split it. Because instead of you just waste too much of space, you can well split those. So the next thing is that text outline, text overflow, all these things are very simple. I don't want to spend the time because there are a lot of things to discuss. Text shadow, you can understand well, right? Text shadow, do you want to see? 10 pixels, something and all. If you want to see, you can see the text shadow. I can apply for this itself. Look at the difference. There is text shadow, text line, some of the properties are there. Look at here, the p tag, something and all there. Then text, color, text hyphen, shadow. What is happening? Text hyphen, shadow. And you can use some shadows, whatever you want. Let's say I'm using, let me apply some width font and also that you can see the difference. If I apply that straight away, you cannot see. Let's say 20 pixels, then 20 pixels. Now you see the shadow? Do you see the difference, right? See there, hello, there is a shadow. And if you apply red color will be applied for the shadow. You understand what is the meaning of shadow, right? So let's say we have something. Where is that dark? So insert, there is something called word art. Look at here. So I'm saying Channa. So this is the text right away. Okay. If you want to apply some shadows in the home page, there are the shadows. Or you can right click on this, go to the formatting the word, then light. There is something called the shadows. You can see it here. Fill effects, yeah. Vertical patterns, pictures, just more. This shadow also. It comes in the two-dimensional shapes. Let me do this way. No, you need to apply for this. Yeah. So look at here. This is a text kind of thing, right? Then you can apply some shadows here. Go here, go here. Where is that option? Previously we applied, right? Previously we applied the shadows. Set auto shape, no. Format the shape. Fill effects. You can say there will be something called the shadows. Okay, that's fine. You can look at this one itself. Edit hyperlink word. Otherwise, I can take the word art which is having the shadow. Insert word art. Look at here. This is having the shadow. Yeah, look at this. So this is not. This is having the shadow. Instead of we spend the time, you can just look at this one. Directly, I can take this style. So there is a shadow background. I type generally, there is a background shadow. The same thing you can achieve here. The same thing you can achieve here. I type hello this paragraph. So the same thing is shadowed here, and with I applied the red color. These are some of the properties. So therefore, you can also say, what is this? Text hyphen shadow. You can give some values like 10 pixels, 20 pixels. Okay. So the first one is vertical shadow, horizontal shadow, vertical shadow. Then blur how much you want. Then color. So this is what the meaning. Blur, color. Text shadow, vertical shadow, vertical SHA DOW. This is, sorry, first one is as always horizontal shadow. Then there is vertical shadow. Then there is a blur, how much you want the blur. Then there is a color code. So this is what we have seen just now. So I did not apply blur because I don't want blur. So if you don't want blur, then that's fine. So you can leave it. SHA DOW shadow. Text hyphen shadow. So this is also another parameter. If you want, you can use it in your program also. So once you type this one, you can paste, copy this, and you can put it in your program. That is the best way if you want. Okay. So that's about the shadow, all these things. I don't want to write that as a separate program and explain you. Okay. So that is the output of the shadow. Text wrap, text. So the next one is text. That is not text, word wrap, right? Word break. Word hyphen break. And the other one is what? Word underscore. Word hyphen wrap. WRAP. This just now we have seen. So I'm not covering again. What happened? Word wrap, WRAP. That's correct. So the next one is, let's see, look at the next program, what is there. What is the next program? 36. So CSS, font, faces, all these things. I don't want to spend much time because you know what is the font, what is the size, all these things. I'll straight away run this program and spend you 1 or 2 minutes and close this. So if you look at here, what is happening? Nothing is applied. Oh, font space I would like to cover. What is the meaning of font space I would like to cover? Other than that, I don't want to cover. Font adjustment, all these things you know well. Font space I would like to cover. So what is the meaning of font space? Let's look at here. Where is the document? Did I close the document? Let me open. So whenever you have the font, you will be able to apply directly, right? So we have seen applying fonts, Arial, New Roman, all these things yesterday. We have seen those. The current situation is, this is program number 36, right? Yeah, program number 36. The current situation is, let's say your company is having your own fonts. Let's say the current situation is, your company is having your own fonts. Then how to apply those fonts? That is the scenario I would like to cover. Please remember this. So if there is a font, then you can apply directly. Font hyphen family. Then you can specify. Yesterday we have seen Arial, okay, Verdana, then Geneva, like that we have seen. So that means what? Those are the fonts supported by the operating system. Please look at here. Those are the fonts supported by your operating system. Generally, your company also develop some fonts and make it organization level. If your company develops some fonts and make it organization level, and you would like to use that font, if you would like to use that font, then you need to use something called a font face. Please focus on here, because generally every company will have their own fonts. If you are not aware, you can go and ask. Definitely, if your company is a big organization, if your organization is a big one, then definitely your company also develops some kind of fonts. Even in my company also, I can see at least they have plenty of the fonts developed. And if you would like to use the fonts developed by your company, not the standard one, not the Arial, black, all these things, not the Arial, black, Arial bold, all these things, then you will be using font face. Add font space. Then font family. The font family is nothing but the file name, whatever your company developed. See, they are writing some fonts. Where they write? Somewhere else they write, right? Somewhere else they write the fonts. Once they write it, they will save it. Like Arial, like Times New Roman and all. That's the file name. Arial, Times New Roman, those are the file names. So the same way they will save it. They will give the file name. That file name you will be specifying here. And the file location. File name and the file location. So where that file is available. Is it available in the C colon, or is it stored in some website? You can specify that this one. Once that is ready, then you can apply for your divs. So this is nothing but importing the font into your file. Please look at here again. Let's say your company has some fonts and you would like to use those. If you would like to use those, the company developed fonts or customized fonts, then you are going to use font face, then specify what is the name of that file and specify where that file is available. Specify where that file is available. Once that is done, then you can use font family. Instead of Arial, you can use the font name. Then that will be applied for this div. Right now I don't have any customized fonts, so that's why I cannot show the difference. That's why I cannot show the difference. So therefore, font face will be used to use the customized fonts. That means if you have some fonts and you would like to use those, then you will use it. Okay, that's fine. So the syntax is you need to import the font, then you need to use the font. How to import? Font face, add font face, then specify the font family is nothing but the file name, whatever that the customized fonts are having. Then you can specify the location. Once you specify the location, you can start using the font. That's about the font face. So let me write some words about the font face because that is important. Font face. Let me use add font hyphen face. What is the use of this one? Using this we can declare your our own or your own fonts. So this property is not there before CSS. Okay, it is a new one in the CSS. So what is the syntax? At font hyphen face, then you will be specifying the properties like font hyphen family colon xxx, like that. Then URL something. Then source colon URL, then xxx, like that. So this is one important one. Most of them are asking how to use the custom fonts. Don't forget this. Okay, so don't forget this. This is very much important one. Most of them are asking the real time also. So the next one is font adjustment. What is this? Look at here. You may not see the much difference, but you can see slight difference. So the font adjustment will increase the, let me show you before and after. Look at this. What happened? Okay. So font adjustment, you may not see much difference. That's the another one. Yeah, generally you may not see much difference. Let me try to make it as 1 and see if we can see the difference. Do you see any difference? You don't observe any difference. Okay, so look at here. That's the problem. So this may be help. Let me tell you the purpose of this one. Okay, so you may not see much difference. Let me tell you the purpose of this one. Sometimes what happen? Your fonts may not support well by the browser. It may partially support. That's why you see the difference in the quality. If you have that kind of situations, then you can specify font size adjustment. So instead of having the full font size, you can have 0.58 like that, so that it will increase the clarity or it increase the accuracy. That is the purpose of font size. Generally, you may not see the difference. So the basic purpose of this, it supports, it increases the quality. That's the basic purpose of this one. So as we are not seeing the difference, so let's not spend too much of time on this. So whenever you have some challenges that your font size is not applied correctly in particular browser, then go and use this font size adjustment. So it increases the quality. Okay, the next one is 2D, 3D transformations. Now this is an important one. Let's spend some time on this. So CSS3 transforms. CSS3 transforms. So there are many transforms. So at least let's cover few things. Okay, so we already seen using HTML5 how to do the transforms objects like 2D. So using canvas, you are able to do some transforms, all these things, right? So here also we can do some transforms. What does that mean? Let's take some examples. Let me close this. Let me run the 37 program. Look at this. So what is the meaning of transforms? Let's understand. So you are going to convert some objects, or you are going to transform the object into different shapes. Look at this one. So I have two divs, div 1, 1, 2. I have two divs, 1, 2. That's fine. Now let me remove this one. Try to understand quickly. So what is happening? So for div, I applied width is equal to 100 pixels, 80 pixels height, then color is equal to blue, then border I applied 2 pixels, solid, that, this and all. Then the color of this one is red. What is the meaning of color of this one is equal to red? Means this color, text color. That's fine. You can also have white. So till now we not use white, so you can use white here so that you can see clearly. That's fine. So this is what it is, very simple, straightforward. We don't have any logic here. So what is happening? I am trying to apply a div, or I am trying to apply styles for the div. So whenever I said div, it will be applied for both divs. I did not use the ID. So it will be applied for both divs. I just specified width, height, color, that, this and all. There is no much explanation here. Now let's see the next one, transformations. Let's use that as a white only. What is the meaning of transformations? We have basically two objects here, object 1, object 2, div 1, div 2. So div1 right now displayed like this, div2 right now displayed like this. Now I would like to take this div2 and transforms into some other way. Or what is the meaning of transformation? What is the meaning of transform? That means you are trying to take the object and display in different format and display in different ways, all these things. That's what the meaning. So what are we trying to do? I am taking the object to, I am doing a transform. What I am trying to do, what kind of transform I am doing? I am applying a method called translate. With the help of translate, I'm moving this object into some other location. So if I run this one, you can see this one. So what is this meaning? Instead of we display here, I have taken the object to, and I translate, or I am putting that object after 35 pixels, then height is 90 pixels. Or it is not height and height and width. You can say x coordinates and y coordinates because it says transformation. Whenever you talk about transformation, you will say x coordinates and y coordinates. So if you look at here, this is a x coordinate, 35 pixels. Then this is a y coordinate, 95 pixels. This is this one. So if you increase the y coordinate, let's say 190 pixels, so it is going to display somewhere else. That's what the meaning is. That means that is how you can apply the transformation. So that means you are taking the object, you are moving into some other place. So this is called a translate method. So the first one is translate method. The transform, T-R-A-N-S-F-O-M, transform colon translate method. T-R-A-N-S-L-A, translate method. You will be specifying x coordinate and y coordinate, and I have given the example, so let's not spend time on that. Okay, the next program is, let's see some other transformations. Like that we can, these are all like 2D objects. So this is like a 2D object, I am taking that object, I am moving to some other place. So now let's see the next one, 38. Let me run this program. Yeah. Okay. So these are the 2D transformations. You can also have transformations like 2D transformations. As I said, 3D transformations we will not support much. That's why I'm not going to spend on 3D transformations. So the next program is 38th program. Look at this one. Rotate. So transformation, rotate. So just now we have seen transformation, translate. Transformation, translate. So what it is doing? It is taking the object and it is putting in some other place. It is taking the object and it is putting in some other place. Translating. Now there is a rotate. Transform, then there is a rotate. These are all methods. What is this meaning? Transform is like a class. Under that there are methods. One of the method is translate. Another method is rotate. Let's see what is the meaning of rotate. Okay. Now look at this one. I have a div1, I have a div2. Let me remove this. I have a div1, I have a div2. Now let me go and run this program. Okay, so it is a simple straightforward whatever we discussed just now. So div1 is having some text, div2 is also having some text, that's fine. For div, I applied width is equal to 100 pixels, height is equal to 80 pixels, color is equal to blue, border is equal to black with 2 pixels, solid and all. Then what is this meaning? We'll see. Right now, this is what the situation is. Now I am applying a transformation. So what is my transformation method? Rotate. Rotate 55 degrees. That means it will take this object, rotate 55 degrees of which div1. That means it takes the div1 object and rotate into 55 degrees. See here. Previously there was no rotation, now there is a rotation. So that's what the meaning of rotate object. Any questions? Any questions in the rotation? So you can put, I'll just paste here instead of I spend time in the typing. So that is about the rotate method. Now look at here. I have written some logic. So what is this logic is? If there is a Mozilla Firefox, if there is a Mozilla Firefox, then also I am applying the rotation. Look at here. Let me remove this. Let me run. This is a Chrome. In the Chrome, do I see any difference? There is a transformation called rotation, and for that is Mozilla. That means if Mozilla browser or if there is a Firefox browser, then apply the transformation. The method is rotate and 35 degrees. Do I see any difference here? I don't see. Let me go and run the same program in the Firefox. Let me go and run the same program in the Firefox. If I run in the Firefox, definitely there should be a rotation of 35 degrees. For which object? For both objects. Because I am applying this rotation for the div. So whatever may be the div, it will apply. Let's see. See, both objects. That means both divs are rotated with 35 degrees angle. You can specify whatever you want. Now look at here. So this rotation happens only in the Firefox because I specified MOG. These are called what? Browser. I told one term for this. This MOG, okay, WebKit, those are called what? Those are called what? Those are called what? Browser minus MOG minus WebKit minus O. Huh? Browser supported libraries to recognize what kind of browser is that, or do these things only in this particular browser. If you have that kind of scenario, then you will be using this. Now I am trying to apply the transformation. What is the transformation? Look at here. So if it is a Mozilla, then I am trying to rotate to 35 degrees. If it is okay, that's fine. Now object 1, that means this one, I am trying to rotate to 55 degrees. Now when I run this program, this is rotated to 55 degrees. Now let me run this one in the Firefox. Look at the difference. Do you see the difference? Okay, let me put this as somewhat 5 degrees so that you will see the difference. Yeah, look at here. So what is happening here? D1. So I said if it is a Firefox, rotate 5 degrees. That means object 1 and object 2 will be rotated 5 degrees. Then I said object 1 again rotate with 55 degrees. So that's why you will see more rotation for the object 2. So this applies only when there is a Firefox browser. If it is a Mozilla, if this applies only Firefox browser, if you run the same thing in the WebKit, that's nothing but the Chrome, then you don't see the difference. You will see the difference in the Firefox. That's called the rotate method. So if you want to rotate some object, then you will be using transform rotate method. So let's go to the next program. That's nothing but the 39th program. So this is a scale method. Now let me run this program. So what is this meaning is? So these are all part of 2D transformations. Okay, what is the meaning of this one? Scale method. Let me put this here. 2D transformations. Okay, now let me run before this, or let me not to have this. Let me run this first, then you will see the difference. What is happening right now? I have two divs, div1, div2. And for div, I am applying 80 pixels, all these things, blue color, border, dot, this and all. As I applied for div, it will apply for both divs. I did not specify the ID, so both divs, it is same now. Now, I am trying to apply a transformation called a scale. So, margin, I am specifying 130 pixels so that you will get the space. If you look at here, if I am not specifying this, look at the results. Margin and all, now you should be able to understand. That's what the meaning. So there is, I mean, the scale is happened, but you don't, you are seeing something else. So if you put the margin, then it will come down. That's what the meaning. Now coming to the transform. What the transform is doing? What the transform is doing? It takes the, so for which object I am applying the transform? For which object I am applying the, sorry, not transform. Yeah, transform scale. For which object I am applying? I am applying for object 1. Object 1 means this one. So what did I say? Scale 2, 4. What is the meaning of 2, 4? So it increases or decreases the object size based on the specified value. Let me say I say 1. Try to see the results. This is what the meaning. 1 means exactly this size. So 2 means double. 3 means triple. See, triple. Triple of this one. That means, let's say, if div is 80 pixels, or if div width is 100 pixels, then I am specifying 3 means what? I am specifying 3 means what? 3 times of that. That's what the meaning. 3 times of that. I am specifying 4. Height is what? 80 pixels. 80 into 4 means? 80 into 4 means? 80 into 4 means what?
42.
Yeah. So that many pixels are going to be increased. That's what the meaning. Okay, that's what the meaning. If you look at here, so that's what the method is doing. Scale 2, 6. Scale something 3, 4. Like that. Okay. Now come back here. So I am saying 3. That means 3 times of width. I am saying 4 times of height. So 4 times of height is this much. That's why you will see that result. Okay. Let me run this. You will see this. So if I say this is 1 time, height is 1 time. Now look at the difference. So same height whatever there. Same height whatever there. So it is 80 pixels, same height. That's what the meaning. So let me have 3, 4 or 2, 4, whatever it may be. You can see. Okay, that's fine. Now, when there is a Mozilla, what I am saying, I am applying different scale, 2, 6. This is for what? For anything. But if it is a Mozilla, then I am applying different scale. Now, if I run the same program, I should see different results in the Mozilla. Let's see. See, in the Mozilla, it is a bigger one. Mozilla, it is a bigger one. Because of the reason is, when it is a Mozilla, 2 times, where is that? 2 times of width and 6 times of height. That's why you see bigger one. So that's how you can apply the what is it? Scale method. These are the methods. So people, most of them are asking, how do you do the 2D transformation? 2D transformations we can do with the help of methods. What are the different methods? Translate, rotate, scale, and all. Then there is one more thing called. Let me close this. Let's go to the next program. That's nothing but a party program. Yeah, there is a screw method. Okay, let's see the screw method also once. Let me run that program. There is a screw method. So we have seen rotate. Okay, so the screw method is like, it will apply the rotate with what? Shadow kind of thing. It will apply rotate with shadow kind of thing. It changed the angle, and also it applied some shadow. It's not shadow. Like rotation is different. This one is different. It's like a what you can say. You understand the difference, right? Rotate is going to rotate the object, but if you see here, it's like what is called? Huh?
Fetch.
What is that?
Fetch.
Yeah, something. Okay. Okay. So now look at this one. So before applying this, you can see the difference. It's a 2 div tags, nothing more than that. No, flip is not correct. Yeah, flip also you can say that one. Okay, that's fine. You can remember this method. Finally, that is good for me. There is skew method. So before apply, nothing is there. So I am trying to apply that method. So I am specifying 20 degrees in x-axis. So if you see the method called rotate, it is having only one parameter. Rotate. Yeah. If you see the rotate, it is only one parameter. So the skew method uses 2 parameters. That means through x-axis and y-axis, it will try to rotate. It's not rotate. Change the object in x-axis and y-axis. That's what the meaning. So what is the difference between, now you can see the difference between rotate and this one. Rotate is nothing but what you are going to specify to 50 degrees. That means the object is just rotated 50 degrees direction. But skew is what? It is going to change the object in x-axis direction as well as y-axis direction. So it is going to specify x-axis direction and y-axis direction. It is going to change the object in x-axis direction as well as y-axis direction. So look at this one. X-axis direction is changed and y-axis is also changed. If you look at here, this x-axis is changed. This is the x-axis, and y-axis is also changed. So if you want to change the object in x direction and y direction, then you will be using skew. If you want to just rotate the object, then you will be using rotate. So that will take only one parameter, it will take 2 parameters. Okay, so again, I said when there is a Mozilla, I applied different angles. Now let me run the same program in the Mozilla. You can see the difference. This is how you do the 2D transformations. Look at here. In the Mozilla case, I said what? 35 degrees. So that's why there is a more change in the x-axis, more change in the y-axis. More change in the x-axis and more change in the y-axis. So that's about the transformation, scale, and this is what? Skew method, right? Not scale. Scale is already over. So this is skew method. So let me open this. Let me take this and put it in the notepad, our program. So let me say, so what we are trying to do, transform. So this is first parameter is what? The width or x-axis change. X-axis change. The second one is y-axis change. That's nothing but height. Y-axis, how much change you want. So that's what the meaning of skew. Like that, some more methods are there, but so you can go and practice if you want, because it's going to take a good amount of time. If I want me to cover all the things, you can just Google it and say CSS3 2D transforms. CSS3 2D transforms. You can see, yeah. Either look at here, rotate, browse, all these things, transforms. Yeah. If you look at here, there is a translate I covered, scale I covered, this one. Skew X. But right now we use what? Skew X direction and Y direction. You can also use only X direction. That means it will take only one parameter. Look at this one with I think you understood, right? So instead of screw both direction, you can just say X direction. Then you will be specifying only one parameter. So your object will be changed in only one direction. Now look at this. Your object will be changed in only one direction. What happened? Actually, it is a Firefox, right? In the Firefox, there is a different code. So let me run this program in the Chrome. See, only X direction is changed. Why? Because I specified this one here with X direction. That's how you can specify the only X direction also. Screw. Okay, that's fine. So I think I covered most of the matrix. I'm not covering matrix because of the reason is it's not supporting in any browser, most of the browsers. Or I already typed an example. If you want me to run, I'll just run through once. It will support, I think Chrome it will support. Let's see. Yeah. If you look at here, transform matrix. If you look at here, what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to div. So div I applied with height. So assume that there is no transform of type method matrix. Now let's see the results. This is how the result is. Now I am trying to transform to the matrix using matrix. Let me paste this code. So it is going to take 5 parameters. Now let me run it. I think Chrome supports that. Now you see the difference. That's what I mean. So using matrix method also you can able to transform something. So therefore using this method you can change the transform at a time. That means what? So the content of this one more or similar to that one only. But people says the standard. If you look at here, even in the standards also they specifies about the CSS3 transform, right? 2D transforms. They specifies these are not matrix, generally not supported in browsers. Let's see the examples of matrix here also. Yeah, matrix method. So it is specifying, look at here. Matrix method takes 6 parameters. Okay, that's fine. Look at here. What are the 6 parameters? It rotates, it scales, it moves. So that's what it is not supporting directly. So that's why if it is a Firefox, it is a Chrome, what to do they are specifying. If it is a IE, what to do they are specifying, like that. Okay, transforms methods. There is a matrix. Yeah, matrix 2D transforms. These are all 2D transformations. Okay, so let's run this program, not this one, matrix, right? You can also run here and you can try. Okay, so look at here. This is the object. Even if you look at here, there is a P tag. So P tag is directly displayed with some bit yellow color, all these things. Then there is a transformation called matrix. It's not matrix. It's not the example of matrix. Where is the example of matrix? Let me run the example for the matrix. Where is it? Yeah, rotate. Not rotate. Matrix. Where is the matrix? Rotate example. Then this is rotate, that scale. Everything is fine. Then there is something called screw. That's fine. Matrix. Yeah, here is that. You can also see the difference here. What they are trying to do? Okay, fine. So what they are trying to do here? If you look at here, the syntax says something like this. If you look at the syntax of this one, so it will allow you to rotate, scale, that means how much, and you can also specify the move. So they are specifying 1. 1 means you can see, let's make it as 5, then test results. So this is for IE. Let me change for the Chrome. Let me say IE. So you see the difference, right? That's what the meaning of first parameter. Let's say 0. Let's say 1. Or let's say 90. This is for WebKit transform. WebKit also uses 5 for this one, not an issue. So what is this meaning of second parameter? I never use this one. That's what it is not supporting correctly. That's what I said. Let's not use this one. Scale. Scale is nothing but I don't have. No. WebKit not only for Safari. Don't look at here. WebKit supports this Chrome also. WebKit, this library also supported by the Chrome. See, MS means IE. MOZ means Firefox. WebKit means your Safari as well as Chrome. Chrome is also having that angles, I mean the library. Okay, so he might return something else, but it's not. WebKit should support here also. So if it is not supporting means the matrix method is not recognizing by this browser. That's what I mean. So that's what I said initially itself. This method is most of the cases not supported. So that's why don't spend too much of time on that. But it is also one kind of transformation. Generally this is not used in the real time also. So that's all about the transformations. So let's meet tomorrow. Don't miss tomorrow's class. I'll show you how to create menus, because if you see, let's take the lonja.com. Tomorrow's class very much important. Going forward, I will not type everything. I'll just show how to get the results, because there are plenty of the examples which I need to cover. But the target is Sunday. I'll try to get some programs and I'll run the programs so that you will have idea when to use CSS. Look at here. Here there are no menus. So yeah, menus are there. You can create this kind of menus using CSS. Using CSS. Previously they were creating using divs, all these things. It's not good to create like that. And how to create the buttons? How to create the buttons using CSS? I told you example also, right? All these things we need to cover. So I'll have some examples which are going to up and running. I'll just show that example so that you will get idea. So what are the different scenarios we'll use in the real time? Okay, I'll try to maximum show that tomorrow only, so that we have enough time to discuss some miscellaneous concepts on Sunday. Like I told you, pixels, points, REM, all these things are there, right? What are those different things? Percentages, pixels, REM, then EMs, something like that. We have so many differences, some miscellaneous concepts or some tips we need to learn in the CSS, because CSS is going to be vast. But tomorrow, let's see how to create the buttons using CSS, how to create the menus using CSS, how to achieve this kind of styles, how to achieve this kind of styles. Everything, most of the things we'll see tomorrow. And tomorrow it may be extended because it's a Saturday. It's not 1.5 hours. Whatever I would like to cover tomorrow, I will cover maximum. Okay. So that's all from my side, and we need to extend the discussion on the box model also. Okay. That's all for today. Any questions? If no questions, we can stop. Any questions? Supreet, Shiva, Sai, Danu, Shiva, Srikanth. Ceci, you are sleeping? Okay, thank you. Bye. Let's meet tomorrow same time. That is 7 o'clock. Okay, 7 to you can have it as 2 hours in your mind so that I'll try to run most of the steps. The goal of tomorrow's is what we do in the real time with different examples. Yes, I'll send the documentation so that we can set up UI5. Okay, yeah, I'll send. UI5 setup document I did not send. Okay, I'll send. Okay, hardly tomorrow or day after tomorrow I'll send everything. UI5, then the examples, whatever we type, all these things. Thank you, bye.